Okay, in the video we're about to get to, on the condensing unit, we talked about the data plate, and one thing we did not talk about was the voltage. So this takes a maximum of 30, that's what the manufacturer likes to see, or a minimum of 20, because they don't make an 18.7 circuit breaker. The next one up is the 20. This one happens to be a 30, so that's fine. That's what the manufacturer wants to see. So, but I said electric service panel inside, that's what we're here for. These grounding rods, okay, they're supposed to be buried. Those are 8-foot grounding rods. They're not supposed to be buried 7 foot 6 inches. They're supposed to be buried 8 feet. Will you have a problem with that? Probably not. Is that right? No, that's not right. An electrician can come out here and measure the ohms, the resistance in that, and that could satisfy the code inspector, which is what happened at my house, but this isn't my house. My house isn't for sale, but anyway, while that's a de minimis or a small issue, it's still not right. I mean, I still know it's not right. The electric service panel, we are on the north side of the house. And while we're at it, let's just keep going. GFCI protected, that's the electric receptacle outlet for this to service the air conditioning unit. That's not in the other video. How about that? Okay, wake up, bud. Wake up. Alright, this is the electric service disconnect for the indoor air handler. And we can see that it's wired properly. I'm going to leave this off because I'm going to get a still image of that. Should have already gotten one. We'll make note of this one because even though it's GFCI protected, it doesn't have the little sticker inside of it. So we're supposed to have a little sticker there. And now I'm going to jump ahead. This is the lawn sprinkler system. And I'm going to still image of this too. Those are the control wires that are exposed because the piping has been broken. Why was it broken? I don't know. Is it broken because the water's running down here and just falling down there and hitting it? Maybe. Was the lawn crew in here? All this is new soil. Somebody's come in here and filled this in. They know what FHA wants. They did this to sell. They came in and corrected the grading in here. That's what happened. And but anyway, those wires that are exposed, they shouldn't be. A little PVC pipe, that'll fix that. That takes us straight in here into the garage. I don't always talk like a hillbilly. Okay, this is the electric service panel. This is the load center, breaker box, call it what you will, but here it is inside. Again, the garage car entry is facing north for our purposes. And so we come in here, and what do we not have? We don't have the bonding location label. Don't see it. We got the protective booties. We got the main neutral. Okay, that's all good. We're not supposed to have more than an 18th of an inch gap between the cabinet and the wall. See that gap right there? That's more than an 18th of an inch. That compromises the fire blocking. More than an 18th of an inch right there, and then more than an 18th of an inch right there, so fire can come here and around here and go up in there. I feel like that. God, this is new construction. People can't, they got hammers and stuff. Oh, I get that, And the kid at Hawk Electronics put a stereo in the dash of my car. It looks like the factory installed it. And a 17-year-old high school kid with a part-time job can do that to the dash of my car. I'm sure an experienced electrician can handle that. But there it is. Another thing about this panel cabinet is these screws right here. The screws are faster and tighter. I get that. Zip it in there, Philip. We're going to the gear store. Doug, you're the best. Okay, Philip and Doug are working on this thing. But the problem is, screws don't have the same shear strength as nails. They're faster and tighter. They have the same shear strength. So if this structure was to experience a tornado, for example, you already got a bad day. Your house is already blown up. But if it was to experience a tornado, well, this cabinet would stand a better chance of staying properly in place if it had been nailed rather than screwed. What else have we got? Keep going, bud. See that big hole right there? Hillbilly home inspection. See that big old hole? That's for L1, L2, and the main neutral. That's what that's for. We don't know where it's going to come from in the factory, so they put big holes everywhere. I don't know where it's going to come from, so it came from here. See all these little holes? That's for these wires that come in right here. You're not supposed to have more than 3. This is how more than 3. Look at that. Well, I got kind of tired. Man, Doug, do we have to do it that way? No, baby Philip. Just come on and just knock a big hole out there and bring them on. Let's go to the beer store. Oh, Doug, you're the best. Now, this is a very common, I hate discounting my work, but this is very common. It's at my home, not that my home's for sale, ha ha ha. Not that you want to live like me, that's for sure. But it's in that house, and that house, and that house, and every house between this house and my house. Now I live in downtown Dallas. So, even the reference says it's a very common mistake. So that's technically wrong. Getting it fixed is probably going to be exhaustive. Just don't know if it's going to happen or not. So, I don't know if that's who you want to die on. I would never dissuade my client from seeking perfection. I'm not talking you out of it. I'm just saying that's probably not the best battle for most people. For most people. So this is the cover plate. It's been held in place properly. That's good. But all this circuit breaker information, okay, that's supposed to be printed. See that right there? That's printing. See that right there? That's printing. See that danger? That's printing. This is handwriting. It's not cursive, but it's handwriting. It's handwritten. Block printing, some people called it back in the old days when I was growing up. But you can't read it. You can't read it. Okay, this is the main disconnect for the AC unit outside. Can you find that? Oh, I can find that. It's pretty close. He's pretty close. How about the water heater? You want to work on the water heater? You just can't read it. Can you read that? It says water heater. Now that you know, that's supposed to be printed. They sell little, when this box was delivered, this cabinet was delivered, load center, it had a whole plate of little printed notices. And all you had to do is peel them and stick them on. I don't know where they went. Okay, almost through. Bear with me. Supposed to have 2 groundings within 6 feet. This is the UFA rod. Grounding. They're a little bit controversial, but they're everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with them. I say controversial. But the thing is see this box? See the way this is installed? Okay? Well, these top screws, I found them loose because I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to put these top screws in here because this box was installed crooked. So it's only held in place by these bottom screws. The top screws won't work because of the way the box is installed. Right there. Okay. Gotta go.